It was an incredible day, and and the most important thing was that he walked out. That's important because it meant all those times we spent were worth something. And he walked out.
And I sat there, and I'm not a very weepy type. I wept my eyes out when I saw that man walk through that gate to freedom, not because he was free, that was good enough, because you saw, to use Martin King's words, saw the walls crumbling down.
Nelson Mandela personified the struggle of South Africa. He was larger than one person. He was everybody wrapped into one human being.
Nelson now is like a president of the world, and I'm not surprised. It's the manner in which he conducts himself.
The struggle against racial oppression is worldwide. It's not only confined to South Africa. The developments, the significant political developments that are taking place today are the result of the cumulative factors of internal mass struggle and international pressure. And therefore, it is quite correct for me, as part of my struggle against apartheid at home, to address and thank those people who have supported us all along. Nelson Mandela.
Mandela was received as a hero in this country, while for years he had been that communist terrorist sitting in prison. So with a great deal of sweat and blood, we won that discussion and had what I would call a real experience of Christian faith.
And the ANC had set up this International Mandela Reception Committee. And the idea was that we didn't forget about the other prisoners in South Africa. And indeed, beyond that, the fact that Mandela's release didn't mean the end of apartheid. And one of the things that we had in mind was a kind of big international event like the Wembley concert in 1988, which Mandela could be present to kind of keep that message alive.
And the strength for speaking truth to power. And I come here to praise Mandela. And to send this message.
And I recall how the franchises worked with the US. They said, he cannot speak for more than 5 minutes because he's competing with a ball game in the US. And Coca-Cola, they have the advertising time. And they don't want people to switch off the television and go to the other channel. So he must speak for 5 minutes. Nobody likes political speeches. So we said, well, okay. But when Mandela appeared in Wembley, people applauded him for more than 5 minutes. And the BBC, which was managing this for us, recorded later, no one switched off their television. And then he spoke for 15 to 20 minutes. And they listened to him all over the world. Now, there's no human being on earth for whom that was possible.
We could not have made an acquaintance through literature with human giants such as George Washington, Frederick Douglass, W.E.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther King Jr., and others. And not be moved to act as they were moved to act.
I watched Mandela. I said, from what place does this man's strength emanate? And I realized that it emanated from his willingness to to go beyond his experience. He said, yesterday is yesterday. Let's walk together in shaping a new reality and a new future for South Africa. How many people have the capacity to do that?
I mean, how do you explain Mandela? I mean, you locked me up for 24 years. I don't want to come out and settle a few scores, particularly if all my colleagues have been murdered, exiled, treason trialed, put on an island breaking rocks. You know, there'd be just maybe it'd be just a half a dozen people I'd go looking for, but I'd go looking for them, that's for sure. I mean, I still have people from boarding school that I'm looking for. Yeah.